Hello everyone and welcome to my mini guide series. The series where I explain to you in a short amount of time stuff that you need to know in a easy to follow guide. Hello guys, so I'm going to show you how to get the best optimal start. This is a prime example of what a prime optimal start looks like. I have 3 vaccines as early as possible and you get a free egg later on, which I have a guide for on how to get a free starter egg. And I got myself a data Digimon in Palmon. So I have 3 of the 4 Digimon. I can also guarantee each of their Digivolutions, which I also have a guide for, and how to guarantee how to turn them into their corresponding counterparts that they would turn into in the anime. So if you want to see that video, there's a link in the description below. And I'm going to show you how to have the best optimal start. Hey guys, so like I said, I'm going to show you how to get the best optimal start. Hopefully we can get as good luck as we got with the other one. If not, then there's not really much we can do about it. But you have 4 characters to take advantage of. And we're going to get started on a new character. This is a new account, by the way. For the sake of it, I'm going to show you my different options I had available. And we're going to try and pick the best one. Now, when you first log into the game, you're immediately going to get hit by a text box, which is going to show you a whole, a bunch of information that you can't read because it's in Korean. So this will pop up. I already got my first day on this character. I haven't done anything on it because I wanted to save it for this guide. And this is currently because there's an event going on that I get to get a second item for daily login. And also for playtime. Now this is important. Each day you play up to 3 hours, you'll get a lot of stuff. The money is very nice early on in the game. So we're going to want to play on the character and make sure we get those. However, I want to make sure I'm not wasting my time and I've got the best start. So this is how you do it. First of all, before we do anything, we want to turn on PvP, but we can't do that until we have a Digimon. Now the best start requires having a full vaccine team, like I showed you in the previous video. So we're going to try our best to do that. The best starter, in my opinion, because it starts off as a vaccine, is physical, so it's the best for grinding on EVP on Tumon and will save you a ton of time, is Agumon. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Agumon's way too popular, he gets overused, so you might not like him. But trust me, he's the first champion you can get, guaranteed, no playing around with evolution chance or getting mutants, guaranteed Digivolution into a Greymon. So that's what we're going to go for. I'm going to show you the answers to choose in order to get Agumon. You also get the option to get another starter egg further on in the game. I've done a guide on that, on what each egg gives you, so you can guarantee getting your Digimon you actually want later. It's also important as well because whenever new content comes out with new Digivolutions, like Megas for example, that have been released in this full release update, they will be the first one to get their Digivolution form. For example, right now, the only Megas available are for the original starters. Until later on, then they'll start adding more. So we're going to run all the way down here. As you can see, each of the starters is running around the area. You can't get Patamon or Salamon out of the starters, as far as I'm aware. You do get a guaranteed Patamon egg later, which becomes Angemon, who is absolutely amazing. Okay, so speaking to Angemon, you want to select the first option if you want Agumon, by the way. You want to select the first option. First option again. And now this is important. The middle option, 2CH. That's your guaranteed Agumon starter. Boom, we got Agumon. Now we're going to speak to Angemon again. Do not skip this dialogue. You can do so. You can skip the tutorial by doing this, but you won't get the free upgrade, so don't click this. Just keep pressing F. And going through the dialogue. Trust me. Okay. So it's telling you information. You can't read all this because it's in Korea, so I'll save you the hassle. This is EVP, which allows you to Digivolve once you have your Digivolve form. Each form takes more EVP. HP, SP, attack, int, defense, resistance, and speed. Agumon is quite slow, so you do want some speed. Luckily, we're going to get a free upgrade of speed right at the beginning. And also, a level for our physical skills. Agumon is strength-based up to War Greymon when it becomes int-based. But throughout Greymon and Metal Greymon, he will be physical based. And this is important because we want to be able to handle the Tumon, which will allow us to grind easier earlier in the game and save us a ton of time, as well as getting new Digimon leveled up. This will always be a speed, regardless. You can't change that. Unfortunately, it doesn't teach you how to add the item, or have you slot it in. So press V, click this option here once all this disappears, and then slot that in there. Agumon has some nice speed early. You can buy another Tetris block if you want to. I'm not going to because we are quite broke at the moment, as we just started. We don't want to blow all money early. So now that we have Agumon, we can now turn on PvP, which is a permanent 10% EXP boost. So now that we're in the villager beginning, I just press V to get access to the mouse easier. Also, in order to claim your daily login rewards, you have to go click on this mail item as well. So we're going to do that real quick. Press this, turns on PvP, my name is Red. If I run into another red player, it will initiate PvP and then turn PvP off for me if I lose or win. We don't want to do that, but before we carry on going for the yellow question marks, which is what we really want to focus on, we want to speak to Elecmon first. Unfortunately, somebody's got their big monochromon in the way. But we can see the blue question mark. So don't skip this dialogue either, because this is a free stat upgrade. Unfortunately, you used to be able to repeat this. In my old guide, I actually had that in there. I had to remake it because I've changed a few things. So we're going to click on Agumon. And hopefully we get lucky with some good stats. If we don't, we don't. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't redo it anymore. Unfortunately, red already, so no stat. No stat again. Just got really unlucky. Okay, that is defense. No good to me. I'm not interested. I'd rather have offensive stats. Unfortunately, we don't look like we're getting lucky here. Some resistance. More resistance. Great. So we kind of got shafted there. You need broken Digicore items. I've done a guide on that. To be able to rectify that. Unfortunately, we just got really unlucky. The good thing is you get 4 characters, so you might get a better Agumon. We're going to speak to him. He doesn't give us anything right away until we've done all the quests in Dragon Isle Lake. Then we can speak to him and get a free reward, because there's currently an event on. Now, if you speak to Bokumon over here, he'll explain Digivolution. Of course, you can't read it all. There's a percentage chance for each form. This will be the higher one. These will be like 10% each, and that's a mutant. But I'm going to show you how to guarantee get Greymon a champion early. You don't even have to be level 15 to get it, unlike every other Digimon, except from the starters. As I said, I'll leave a guide in the description below, a link to it, for how to guarantee each Digivolution transformation for the starter Digimon. I'm going to run over here. This introduces a fast travel system to us. If I click this, I can fast travel for 1,000 bits, and each map has these. You'll want to run to them to unlock them. Unfortunately, you can't get access to this one yet, so you're further in the story. Okay. So now we're going to run all the way back to Piximon. I also recommend checking this tree, because once per day you can get a free item, and it could be an egg. Unfortunately, there's no item in the tree at the moment. But people give items to Bancho Leomon, and you can get a free item each day as long as you haven't done up to the Dark Valley. So just keep trying throughout the day. It's once per day, though. So just keep trying until you get a reward. Hopefully it'll be an egg and not a fruit, but it's random what you get. Okay, so Angemon's going to appear. Speak to him. I may also be a higher level than you are if you're not playing during the event. It lasts for 14 days as of making this video. Afterwards, it will disappear. I get 50% bonus XP right now, plus the 10% from the PvP being turned on. So I will level a little bit further ahead of you if that is the case. See another player with his Weregarurumon over down the beach. Okay. Now, ignore the blue question marks. Just focus on the yellow one. The reason why is because we want to get our second and third Digimon before we start doing all those. because they give rewards and they'll help us level up multiple characters rather than one at a time. So just speed through all this. It's going to tell you the tutorial. Just do what it says. Click on him. Agumon is physical base, so we really want to go for a basic attack. But because it's a tutorial, it makes us go for his fire attack. Again, we'll click on him. If you press tab, once we get through all this, it's explaining the run system. You can switch your party members out. Okay, if you press tab, you'll see their health. If you also press Alt, left Alt on your keyboard, it'll bring up the health bar so you can keep track of it. Very useful. Now, like I said, we're just going to go through the yellow question marks, just keep doing them. And as you continue, you'll start to get these Tetris block things, which we can use to unlock stats, and we'll use that later. Press G to pick up items. And I'll be back once I've done all the yellow question marks in this area. Okay, one important thing to note here, you'll get to fight with Angemon by your side, and you may get a quick time thing to pop up, which you always want to go for. If we happen to get one, that'd be great. Hopefully we do, so I can show it off. There we go. So a quick time event popped up, which allows us to get a free move. That's going to be important going forward for the game, as it basically gives you an immediate move without having to wait for the timer to scroll all the way up. And always make sure this is the highest speed, because it allows you to get through the fights much quicker as it speeds everything up. Sometimes you can get items and increase it to 2 times the amount. Okay, and there's some Tetris blocks which are important, as that will allow us to unlock extra stat blocks we can put in our Digimon and get them some stats with the block generator like you saw with Angemon at the start, when we first got Agumon, where you rolled that 2% speed. You can increase the amount you can get by using them. Like so, I would spend 50 here, that costs 200, and you'll get enough to do that. That never used to be a thing in the old guide, but they've changed it now and allowed you to have that. So you can get a stronger Digimon earlier in exchange for not being able to use Elecmon over and over and help you get good stats. That way you don't get screwed over as badly. But it does cost a lot of money to get the right stat blocks that you want, and being that it's the start of the game, it's not as useful to us until we have more money. But keep those Tetris blocks, because you will need them for the later parts of the game, as they make combat a lot better, especially if you get the right stats with the right Digimon. Okay, now that we took these, we're going to take a little detour. Instead of running to this yellow question mark, run over here. The reason why is because this telephone booth is a fast travel point, and this will be important later, because this is where we're going to guarantee our Agumon turning into Greymon like Ty did. Okay, boom. We got that unlocked, so we can just fast travel back here once we got all our Digimon, and get ourselves a Greymon as early as possible, so we have a champion immediately, pretty much. Now I'm just going to continue doing these yellow question marks, so we've done them all in the area, and then we'll move on. By the way, guys, I have many guides on this game, by the way. There'll be a mini guide playlist if you want to check them out. I have a bunch of different guides on this, and I'm currently trying to get to 200 subscribers. If you could subscribe, that would really help me out, especially for the amount of time and effort I'm putting in. And if I get to 200 subscribers, I'll add a face cam to all future videos, as well as streams. I do stream the game. I am streaming the end game content at the moment if you don't want spoilers. Don't check out the stream, I guess, but if you don't mind it so much, feel free to pop in sometime. However, I do have a very special offer. If you get me to 500 subscribers before December 31st, I'll do the world's hottest gummy bear challenge. But if you exceed that and get me to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do the Bequeath one chip challenge if you get me there before December 31st. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you really want to see that, and try and share it to other friends or social media places and get people to jump on board if you want to see me suffer. I don't like hot and spicy things, so I'll be in terror trying to do it, but I'll do my best to do it without any milk. I'll try and go through it for you all for the subscriptions. You know? Okay, so we're coming up on the final question marks that are yellow. Pixelmon will appear here. And we'll speak to him. Now we can get our second member of the party. Which is going to be great. Which is guaranteed Beelmon every single time. Which is a vaccine. Now, we're going to fast travel. If you click this here. Because there's red Hagurumon which appear on this bridge and this bridge. And this just allows you to skip some of them. You don't get any drops from them or anything. But just there to impede you. And get in your way. Somebody's got a Garudamon, very nice. Now, unfortunately, we may get ambushed by these. Hopefully, we can run through. Unfortunately, we don't. We'll try and run. If we die, it doesn't really matter. We get automatically revived anyway, because he's in the first slot. We managed to run immediately. Very good. The reason why I took that checkbox is so I don't have to tick it again. I can just click that button. My character will auto-run without me having to confirm it, essentially. Hey, we managed to run again. Helps me get the video done much faster. Very nice. Okay. So we're going to carry on down here. As you can see, look at our Beelmon. She's running around. And upon running here, she's going to run up to us. Hello. Welcome to the party. Our second team member. Now we're going to continue a little bit by the question marks, because we're going to get some items here which will be very handy for getting us started. We'll just fast travel back to the village of beginnings. I'll get our third member. The reason why we're doing this is because we get a few more Tetris spots and we get some XP potions which will allow you to level your Digimon earlier. You can wait and get the XP off fighting the Digimon in the starting area and then use them to get from 15 to 20 and stuff like that to give you a easier time there. Because you have to be within a certain level limit before Digimon stop giving as much experience. You have to be within 5 levels of the opponent. So I recommend saving it for then. Well, run to you. Now, Beelmon will only be able to go up to level 15 if you don't turn her into a champion, and I recommend you keep her as a rookie. The reason why is because there is a Meramon here, as I said in my guide, that I will link in the description, that's guaranteed to the start of Digivolution. There'll be a Meramon here. If you fight that with Beelmon in your party, you guarantee turning it into Birdramon. No mess around percentage chance, no mutant chance, guaranteed Birdramon. And this is just going to have us fight these. We don't want to do that yet. We are not high enough level or strong enough. Once again, like I said, fast travel here. And we're going to get our third member of the party. Okay, seems we're I'll try the tree again. Maybe somebody handed an item into Leomon. Sadly not. That's unfortunate. But regardless, we'll carry on. Now we're going to speak to our good friend Elecmon, but before we do that, speak to Swanmon. The reason why is because we're going to buy some food. So, we're going to buy 15 of these. These are int, by the way, int and speed. I think this is strength and HP, I'm not too sure, I don't remember. I did a guide on the food and what they give you. In the egg guide, we'll buy 10 of those. Before speaking to it... Oh, no, wait. We'll also grab 3 of these. 2 of these. Only 2, because we're going to get 1 for free. And 3 of these. It's going to be important in a moment. Now we'll speak to our Elecmon, sorry. We'll go to the Digimon Island, where you can hatch Digi-Eggs and get new Digimon. Now, this is where chance comes into things in what you get. Hopefully we get a third vaccine or potential Digivolution into a vaccine in the future. Each island will be completely different. It's random what you get. You can change it, though, now with a item from the cash shop. So we're going to do this. The quest hasn't updated, so I'm going to have to relog. I apologise. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, there we go. We relogged. We got our egg like we were supposed to. And unfortunately, this was supposed to happen on the island, but it didn't. No worries. In order to go back, we just do this. Then we go back to the island. It broke on us. Hopefully, I can still get my free hatch. Okay. Boom. I can't get from the tree to continue the quest. I have to wait an hour to be able to do it. So I guess I'll continue the video then. Sorry, guys. Okay, an hour finally passed so I can continue the guide. I apologise for that. There's nothing I can do. I can't anticipate a game-breaking bug. If we do this, a dialogue will pop up. And then we'll have to activate this. Now, this is where we get our third party member. In a moment. So it's going to have us insert our egg. And we get to hatch it instantly. So we get a Digimon right away. And we got ourselves Koromon. Okay, so we had the potential to get another Agumon. Honestly, not ideal, but there is a chance of getting other Digimon, and I can't do anything right now for some reason. What's going on? Okay. There seems to be a bit of an issue with the game server right now, I guess. And this is just having you revert a Digimon back to an egg. You get a free one to turn into an egg. You're not guaranteed to get the same Digimon, so don't think that's how it works, because unfortunately it doesn't. But you can do that anytime by speaking to Altamon and putting them in here. If you ever get a Digimon you don't want, you can throw it away, I guess, if you already have all the Digivolutions. Okay. So, remember how we bought that food earlier? And whatnot? Right. You have the potential of becoming either int or physical, and we have no way of knowing because it's random what we turn into. But, for the sake of it, I'm going to feed this 5 times. There is a guide on hatching baby Digimon, by the way, that I've done. On how it all works. So each day, you can feed them 5 times. If you don't feed your Digimon, they will die. So bear that in mind. I feel like that's important to add. Each day, make sure you feed them. We'll give you that, so we get an extra free inventory space. So it's not being taken up because the items separate. Okay. So, that's the Digimon we got from that egg. And you can check out many stats on it. I'll do an updated guide once I know how all this new stuff works, because they've changed a lot of things. Now, there's this egg, which takes a minute to hatch. So this is a guaranteed next Digimon. Now, this will be a guaranteed rookie. It could be anything from a Salamon to a anything, really. It could be a Tumon. Any rookie in the game, as far as I'm aware, I think. I've gotten a Salamon before. I've gotten Renamon before. I believe I got a Gomamon on one character at one point. So we'll just wait out this minute and we'll see what we get. Hopefully it's a vaccine. If it's not, that's unfortunate. But hey, what can you do? We do get another guaranteed starter egg, so we can get another vaccine. If we choose to do so. But in order to do that, you need to go to the Gear Savannah. I've done a guide on that as well, and what each egg pertains. You just have to keep following the yellow question marks. Keep doing those till you get to Andromon, and you will get a free egg. And I do a guide on what each of those eggs entail. Okay, and we are getting the Gurumon. Okay, cool. Unfortunately, it's a virus, but there's not really much we can do on that front. But we have a third Digimon. Now, for now, I'll continue through the game for the most part. This isn't a complete loss, because a Gurumon is good against Datas. And there are a few Data Digimon we could take on, which will help us get our Digivolution for Biyomon, taking care of Marimon. And he does have some good Digivolutions, but if you ever want to find out what they can turn into, click on this book symbol, and what we can do is click on this. This will give us all the ones that we own, so it's a lot easier to find them. So we could turn into a Gardramon, I can't remember what the hell you're called, a Centaurusmon, a Tankmon, and if we go with Gardevoir, of course, we could get ourselves an Andromon, which is a great vaccine. You can become a bunch of different Digimon. So I could get an Agumon, but I might get a Candlemon, which means I could potentially get me a Wizardmon or a Bakumon. You become Dolkunamon and Kuwagamon, I think. Chumon has the potential to become a Etamon, which is one of the best int attackers in the game at the moment. Gaburimon becomes great Digimon. And also, same with Devimon. You could get a Myotismon, a Lady Devimon through it. There is a lot of potential in that Digimon, so it's not a waste that we got ourselves a Kurumon. Now, if that doesn't meet your fancy, you could on each of your characters hatch an egg and digivolve them and see which one gives you the best potential. But that means waiting days to be able to turn them into fully grown Digimon, unfortunately. And I could wait to turn this Koromon into something. It'd take me 3 days, because you fill it up 3 times a day. Digivolve. Okay, let's go through our potential candidates. So this is my first character. We have the potential for getting a Gomamon, potentially. And we have a Renamon, who can become a Gatomon or a Cubimon, which could essentially mean that we can get another vaccine or a strong data type, because Talmon is very strong right now. Our second character, we had the potential for maybe getting a Patamon. And many other options. And we have a Tumon, which can essentially become Etamon, who's one of the best int attackers right now. We have this character with a Garurumon, who is a virus type, can become Gardevoir or Andromon, which would eventually be a vaccine if it went that way. And we have Koromon, who could potentially become a Tumon to get an Etamon. And then, of course, we have this character who could potentially get us a Gabumon. If we can get a Gabumon, it would take me 2 days to find out. But that would be absolutely amazing. Because we'd have a Patamon, Biomon, Agumon, and that, and then I can get a starter egg on top of it. This would be the optimum choice if I was to choose one of the characters. Definitely. The other option is the first option, but I'd probably say this one is the best chance if this goes well, but I'd have to wait 2 days to find out, and I know most of you don't want to do that. So I'd just play through the game on whatever one you feel like is the best one out of your 4 that you got, and just see what happens. Next thing on the agenda, we want to make our Agumon stronger. So when he digivolves, this square will unlock as well. And we can fill this up with plenty of slots. You'll want all speed in one of these. The rest of them in offensive stats. I recommend strength, because up till Metal Greymon, and it'll take you a long time before you get War Greymon and it switches to int. You'll want strength, especially for the sake of taking care of the Tumon, which you'll be using to gain EVP back to digivolve again. And you'll want to max out his basic attack as fast as possible. Now, you can guarantee getting Agumon into Greymon really early. And I'm going to show you that by switching to another character video that I originally made as the guide. But I made a few mistakes and missed some things out. Okay, so for Agumon to turn into a Greymon, we need to fight the Shellmon by the palm tree. Now, these are the level 14. They are champions, so they are a little bit stronger, so bear that in mind. They're also strong against 2 of my Digimon because of the whole fire versus water thing. But these reflect damage back when it comes to physical damage, so that's the only problem when fighting these. We'd realistically want the other 2 to be a bit stronger before we're taking these on, but for the sake of it, who knows, maybe we might get lucky and get Greymon right now before we hit level 15. Because you can get one as early as you can take it on with an Agumon. You just need it to be in your party. No luck that time. Sometimes it can happen first time, sometimes you might have to fight about 5 or 6 of them until it eventually happens. It's all chance based. The white text that pops up on the screen means it is a Digimon you can potentially digivolve through. There it is. Agumon into Greymon. Boom. Didn't even have to hit level 15, already have a champion immediately. Only took me 3 fights. Now for Digimon, you have to progress through the story a little bit more till you get to the Gear Savannah. Make sure you Digimon are around level 20 so you can take on the Meramon there. For Gabumon, if you run over in fact the Siegemon, he's level 20 odd, so bear in mind, he will take longer to get a champion version of. Again, I'll leave a guide in the description. And as always important, make sure you run over here and grab this as a fast travel point on any map just for the sake of traversing. And there you have it, guys. That is the way to basically get the best optimal start. Ideally, if the one with the Patamon and the Tsunamon and I'm able to get Gabumon, that would be perfect. I would have 5 of the starters. I could then use my extra egg to get myself a Palmon or another one of the starters, depending on what I want. I want a data type, probably, because they become very useful later in the game. And I don't think there's any viruses we can get from the starter Digivolutions as of right now. And there you have it, guys. The best way to get the best optimal start. Now, it could sway, of course. I'm going to hatch 2 more blue eggs and see what else I get. Because if this does become a Gatomon, that's another vaccine anyway, so I don't need the Gabumon. I'd prefer to have the Gabumon because if Tsunamon does become Gabumon, I have Omnimon when that content gets released, immediately. No playing around, I have that potential line. I would then progress further through the game, through the Gear Savannah, get my 5th egg over here, and I would be a very happy guy. It'd take me 6 hours to hatch that into something nice. So I'm going to wait 2 days, see what happens, and hopefully I'll have the Gabumon that I want. If you have enjoyed today's video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.